I'll be back.
Get down, 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 get down.
Well, you can never go wrong with Kool and the Gang and Jungle Boogie. Good stuff from back in the day. Unlike that stuff they call music today. Let me do my thing here real quick to make sure I don't get any more feedback. That came out wrong. Hey Robin, how you doing? Welcome. Looks like it's a slow night. Usually I have more than a couple and then they start rolling in. So, I guess we should just get started. There's no point in doing a commentary. What we're going to do, people will catch up to it as they watch the replay and whatnot. I cannot. How do I get you on here? Give me a second here. You are on my friends list, right, Robin? Let me see here. There you are. So there's the invite. Okay. Hey Jane, welcome. So now we sent you the invite. And now, how come it's not going away? Oh, there we go. So I guess it's slow tonight. Normally Tuesday nights, but on the other profile it was a little bit different. So we'll bring people on, or we'll go a little slow until we get some people on. For some reason, Robin, it is not letting me. It's not showing me showing you on here. Did you turn your phone sideways like I suggested? You have it straight up. Get him here, Ferg. I'll have to catch everybody. Oh, well, have a wonderful evening at work. You know, don't let them work you too hard. And we will talk to you or catch you next time. Robin, let me see here. I don't know what we're gonna do. It's not set. Oh, I have an idea. Robin, go into your phone and send a request. Let's see if that'll do it. Otherwise, it's not showing you. See, I knew I was in trouble with the iPhones. It's not showing you on my list, and you are on my friends list, I believe. Are you on my friends list? Yeah. So send me a request, Robin, and see if we can do it that way. I don't know what else, what other way to do it at this point. If you didn't turn your phone sideways before you logged on to Facebook, then log off of Facebook, reboot the phone, and turn it sideways. Okay, so you're back. Let's see if this will do it. Oh, there you are. All right, so now I got you. Just sent you the request, I think. Whoops, hit the wrong button there. There we go. All right, I just sent you a request. Let's see if you get it, and we'll get you on. But anyway, oh my gosh! Since we're gonna bring Robin on. He's one of the big wheels, if you will, with the lead admin with doing the Gavin Newsom recall. So we're going to bring him on here. He's going to tell us some very good stuff that is coming up. And hopefully we'll get a better idea of the numbers that were turned in yesterday. This is a monthly thing from now until February 15th. February 15th, 2020, I believe. And at this point, the numbers look really good. But it looks like we're going to have trouble bringing him on. No, he's gone again. All right, so we'll wait patiently for Robin to get back, and if nothing else, we will do an audio with him, and we'll go from there. In the meantime, to fill in some space and time, let me pull up a couple things here. You know, there's a lot of Democrat liberals out there who, civilians, and oh my gosh, it breaks my heart, it really does. They believe everything the mainstream media tells them. Now, the problem with that is they do not bother doing any research on the subject matter. Now, we know this whole thing about this whistleblower and all that stuff going on is all a bunch of malarkey. It is set up to keep the people off of Biden and son. What's his name? Hunter. Now, if we go back a few weeks, we remember that Epstein and Clinton were an issue with the Lolita airplane and Lolita Island and all that stuff. And then the Democrats threw in a distraction. I think it was a shooting. All right, let's see if we bring you back, Robin. There you are. So I'm going to hit add. There we go. All right, now so I think it was a shooting that came up, and no one went back to Epstein and Clinton. That all got forgotten. Of course, the mainstream media is not talking about it or bringing it up. There he is. Hey, what's up, young man? Oops, hang on a minute. I got to get my headset. I'll be right back. There we go. All right, can you hear me okay? I cannot hear you. Let me see something here. All right, you there?
Yeah.
Hello. All right, go ahead and talk. Robin, go ahead and say something. I cannot hear you at all. Nothing. Check your volume. Make sure you're plugged in. I cannot hear a word. Shiraz, hey, sweetie, how you doing? Long time. I cannot hear a word, Robin. I can see you fine, sort of. It's a little dark, but I cannot hear a word you're saying. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I should call him on the phone and find out what the scoop is. You gotta love it when you do it live. You never know what's gonna happen. He's checking his headset and earplugs now. I can see him trying to talk.
Yeah, I can hear you.
There you are, sort of. Now you're gone again. I don't know what's going on with that system of yours. At least I know you can hear me. Gotta love doing a live. You never know what audio, video issues you're gonna have. So Robin, I might suggest, because it looks like we may have a bad connection and your mic is not quite working, maybe restart and we'll bring you back and try it again. Anyway, so Robin's involved in, while we get this figured out, he's involved in the Newsom recall with ErinCruz, and as soon as he interrupts me, go ahead, I heard something. Yeah, we have a bad connection. It's a little slow. I cannot hear a word you're saying. Yeah, sure. So Roz, I heard him for a second too, and you got to leave the headset plugged in, otherwise we're going to get feedback. So Robin, I might suggest restart over again, and we'll try to reset it. So yeah, go ahead and restart the system. I'll kick you off of here. Restart the system. It sounds like you have a bad internet connection. I cannot hear words you're saying. And I see a blue light blinking. I don't get why the audio is not working, because the blue light looks like it's blinking on your headset just fine. I don't get why. I'm getting nothing at all from you. So I'm going to boot you and then restart your system and bring it back on. That'll be the best way to try to clear it. You know what I mean? Restart the phone completely. Let's see if we can get that to happen. Hey, Scott, how you doing? Welcome. Wrong button. And then hopefully he'll restart the computer or his phone, whatever it is, and then we'll try to bring it back on. Glad to hear you doing good down there, Shiraz. As a matter of fact, I'm headed out to Arizona. I've got to go down through Bakersfield. We're going out to, a lot of people know about Trump stock this coming weekend. I've been asked to come out and do a little speech, so that should be a lot of fun. Plus, I get to take another road trip, and I always like taking road trips. Scott Gardner, again, hello, welcome. So some of the interesting, I started to say, these Democrat liberal civilians, it breaks my heart. They watch the mainstream media, they listen to what they hear, and they believe everything that tells them, even though those of us that are paying attention, all right, let's see if we can bring him back on here again. It's user error. Let's see. Even though, all right, we'll bring him back on again. See, no answer from the live video. So yeah, that's not working. And it's not letting me do it that way. Robin, you're going to have to reboot your system, brother, because it's completely airing out. You're going to have to restart your phone and try over again. Because there's always been a connectivity issue. That's why I tell folks, stay away from Apples. Apple phones are horrible, and they're a pain in the neck. I don't know where San Clemente is. I know that I've got to go down. I got to pick up Marco Gutierrez, and then we're going to head down 99 to, I believe it is 40, and then cut across through Bakersfield and into Arizona, and then Kingman. So I don't know how far south San Clemente is from there. If it's on the road and in the direction, I can stop off for about 2 seconds for hugs and hellos, but I'm not quite sure exactly where it is. But I'll look on my map, see if it is. Anyways, I started to say, it breaks my heart with these Democrat liberal civilians. They watch the news. They believe the subject matter. They absolutely refuse, for whatever reason, to do any real research on the particular subject matter. Whenever you have a particular subject matter or situation or a news breakout or whatever it may be, I always recommend to folks, verify the story with several different sources, and then make sure the sources are legitimate, because there's so much fake news out there. It's crazy. Whenever I don't watch TV here, whenever I'm out running around or traveling or whatever, and I'm stuck in a motel, I'll flick through the TV channels, and inevitably they've got MSNBC, CBS, ABC. Those are always the first channels anytime you turn a TV on in a motel room, I have found out. That being said, you watch it for a minute, and it's about a subject. In my particular case, it's been about a subject that I already knew about. So I'm listening to them for a couple seconds, because that's all I can handle, these knuckleheads. And you see and you listen to how they change enough words that it completely twists. Let me try it again. We may get them back on again. It completely twists the words of what is going on. So you got these Democrat liberal civilians, or they don't do the research. There we go. Hey, Robin.
Hey there. How you doing?
Better than I deserve. You need to put the headset on, because we're getting feedback.
You getting feedback?
Yeah.
Let me see if it'll connect.
All right. Blowing out my eardrums.
How's that?
Still good feedback. Is it on?
Yeah, my headset's on.
It's not. Something's wrong. Can you hear me through your ear?
I can hear you. No, I can't hear you through my ear, but I can hear you on the phone.
Yeah, we need you to be able to hear me through your ear. That's why I'm getting the feedback. Clarence, hello, welcome. All right, so how should I do that? This feedback's killing me.
Is that any better?
No, you have to have the headset connected. We're getting the feedback because on your phone, it's hearing me through your mic, and it. Well, we lost him again. Got a lot of technical difficulties, right? So I don't know if we lost him or if he just froze up. Anyway, so these Democrat. All right. Now I can't hear you. Now on your headset, make sure it's not muted. I cannot hear a word you're saying. Do you by chance have something like this? You know, earplugs? Maybe if he has earplugs, that's what I ended up going with. Although I got this Bluetooth system here that I've been dying to do. And every time before I start my live, I forget to put them on the Bluetooth. Anyway, so I'm going to have to do that one of these days. So with the Democrat liberal civilians, I still can't hear you, Robin. Do you have a kind of set that you plug into your phone that's a hardwire, that's not Bluetooth? No? All right. And I don't know why your mic isn't working. What are you, in the car? Oh, you are. And we lost him again. So watching the information that they post and they try to share and whatnot, it's mind-boggling that when you show them something that is legitimate, that is actually real information, They absolutely deny it. They refuse to listen to it. One guy tried to tell me that Trump's tax break for China and Mexico are costing us 25% in taxes, which that's not true. We are we're not paying for it. It's actually saving us money, and they've cut the prices way down. So it's let me see if we can bring him back on again. And so it's mind blowing how they refuse to listen to any real facts, and they just go with what they think is the truth, even though you give them the evidence. I had one guy some time back tell me that Obama was born in America and that he's not a Muslim. All right, I get that that's what he thinks. So I showed him several videos of Obama openly admitting he's a Muslim. He said it several times in several of his private little meetings he has that people record it. And it's not dubbed or edited. This is, you can see his lips saying Muslim. Anyway, and then I've got other video that shows Obama admitting he was born in Kenya. Anyone that knows our Constitution knows that unless you are a natural American citizen, you cannot be president of the United States. So his presidency was a complete farce anyway. On top of that, he was a Muslim, so that made him a traitor. And he about destroyed our country. Anyway, when I try to show these people the video, well, that was edited, or he was just joking. He never said that. It's like mind-boggling. I had on one of my websites, Real Talk GOP versus DNC. There was one of the liberal little snowflakes there. Everyone knows I had several accounts, profiles on Facebook. And her poor little snowflake feelings, her name is Stacy Davis, her poor little snowflake feelings got hurt. So she reported all my profiles to Facebook. And I gave Facebook the information they asked for. We're going to try to bring Robin on again. And of course, Facebook ignored me. They kept this profile open, which I was glad about. But anyway, this little snowflake got her tender little feelings hurt. And she had to go running and, all right, hang on a minute. Let me get my headset in. Oh, you got a hardwire on. Good.
Yep, I hear you in the headset.
Now I hear you just fine, and there's no feedback.
All right, finally.
Yeah, well, it's okay. If you don't have technical difficulties, then there's something wrong. So, Robin, now you and I have been in contact since the 2016 election. I've seen you around, and I know that you've been working with ErinCruz. Tell everyone a little bit about yourself, if you would.
All right. I grew up in Pennsylvania, back in the hills. I grew up in a family of 13 where we worked, and we had a small farm. We had, we grew stuff that we needed and everything. My dad was a coal miner, lumberjack. Steel mills were back there. I went in the Army when I was 20. When my objective was only to go in for 4 years, well, that changed. I ended up staying for 20.
You like being an Army man, huh?
Yeah. I tell you what, when I first went in, young, dumb, attitude and everything. And then it gives you the structure, the training, the discipline, and then it grows on you. And there isn't nothing any better than that. After my retirement, I turned around and started to drive truck. I was into truck driving about a year and a half. My wife got into truck driving with me. We ran team 24/7. We ran California for 15 years. And don't get me wrong, California is a beautiful state. But when I crossed that state border, it was pins and needles because DOT, cops, you know, the chips and everything.
Well, that was back in the day. You know, you and I were talking a little bit about that. And for those of you that don't know, CHIPS is California CHP, or a TV series back in the 70s, but that's a different story. um,
Yeah,
what was his name? The good-looking guy, Ponch. What was his name? His real
yeah.
name? Huh? I know. Huh? Talk about a memory tester. I can see his face just fine. Anyway, so you went from being a truck driver, a military truck driver, and now you're involved in the political arena, and you're with ErinCruz working on this recall Gavin Newsom thing. What's going on with that?
Okay. After the election took place, 2018,
You mean 16?
not 18, the midterms, when
Oh,
Gavin
okay.
got into governor, Erin came back and she looked up and she said, "Well, you know, we're going to do something about this." And she had a little meeting with the team and she said, "We're going to start a recall, but we have to wait for the time limit to expire, you know, until he does something and everything." So it didn't take long. And Erin's a go-getter. She won't hold back. When all the polls and everything out there, people were taking polls and that, and it wasn't favorable to go against Newsom, she didn't hesitate. She started the petition back in January, and we finished. She finished it. She researched it. She did all the work in writing, the whole 9 yards to it. Administered it, sent it up to the SOS. It came back rejected. And Erin's attitude is, you know, I don't quit. I fight. She sat back down, rewrote it again and everything. Made corrections, the whole 9 yards. The requirement was 100 signatures. She got 134 signatures. So she resubmitted it again, and she had to make some minor improvements on it. But basically, it was approved at that point. She sent back the corrections. That's when they turn around and send her back and saying the full approval.
Nice. Now, does this cost her any money out of her pocket to submit these?
Yes.
All right, just I don't need to know the numbers. I was just curious, and also to bring up the fact that she's doing this for the people of California at this point out of her pocket. There's another petition down in Southern California, San Diego, where this guy is asking for money, money, money. As near as I can tell, he's into the racket for the money. Again, this is only what I've heard from the scuttlebucket, from the contacts and the people that I know. It's not. And one thing I tell you about Erin, I first met her when I did the when Lonnie Kane and I did our first big rally in 2015. I believe it was. See, when was the election? 2016 November. So it was November 2016 November. So it was 2016 January when I did. Lonnie and I did one of the bigger events of the year. We did a big rally down at the state capitol. We had a band out there, had some top of the line speakers, everyone from Paul Taylor to Judge Stephen Bailey, many in between, Jasmina, Ricardo Benitez. Oh my gosh, the list goes on. All of these people are the good guys that were running in the state of California. Not a single one of them won, because we know about the corruption, the voter fraud in California. Anyway, ErinCruz was one of the speakers there. She was a little bit wet behind the ears. She ran on a libertarian ticket, which good, bad, or indifferent, doesn't matter. But she did up there. She did her thing, and she's like a little firecracker. Well, like I said, most of the good guys, none of the good guys actually won in California, and they weren't going to win. There was no way that was going to happen. Well, over the last few years, because of what I do and things I see and hear, I've watched Erin start to really come into her own. And now that she's doing this Gavin Newsom recall, plus she's running for, I think, Congress or something.
Yep.
Robin will tell us that in a minute. And so she's making a big headway on showing the people that she can do it. She'll get out there and she'll stomp and she'll whomp and stomp and whatever it is that needs to be done. So I'm very impressed with the growth that I've seen with her over the last few years. She's no longer a libertarian, thank God, meaning that she's now on the Republican ticket, which stands a much better chance of being a libertarian as far as I'm concerned. Not only that, this election in California, we have the Judicial Watch out here in California, thank you to Paul Taylor, and we have the Voter Integrity Project out here. Again, thank you to Paul Taylor. So they're watching. So I'm hoping, and I really want to believe that this election year in California that we'll actually have an honest election. We'll play it by ear. Robin, so go ahead. What's been going on with Erin and her movements forward so far?
Well, Erin right now, like you said, she's running the recall, and she's also running for the Congressional District 36. All right.
Which is what area?
That's down in the, I think what they call the valley, down around Palm Springs, out through that area.
Oh, through the desert area, okay.
Yep, through the desert area, Salton Sea area, all up through that.
All right.
But she's been working 18-hour days on her own, no pay. And she just keeps driving on. And she got her little team together. And we're not extremists. We're not gun-toting radicals or anything like this. We're just Americans.
See, I believe that we're gun-toting Christian Americans who are tired and fed up, and we're pissed. So extremists, no. The liberals have the extremists. We don't. So anyway, and I know that Gavin Newsom is making comments like that, correct?
Yes. And he said anybody that goes against him on the recall, he even put that in a letter to her, that they're extremists. He even stated it on television, that they're extremists.
And I read that letter, and it also said that we're Trump supporters who hate him. And so we're hateful extremists as well. And personally, I don't hate anybody. On a side note, I may not like the Muslims and the fact that they mutilate little girls, that they cut your head off if you don't convert, but I don't hate them. That's for God to do. I don't judge them. I don't like their sin, but I don't hate the sinner. My point is that same thing with Newsom. I don't hate anybody, but I'm going to do everything I can to get his caboose out of there because he's destroying our state. Anyway, go ahead, Robin.
And yes, he is destroying the state. I mean, just like with the injections, all right? They passed the legislature, passed the bill about injections and vaccines, and what happens? They put it on Newsom's desk, he signs it. Everything he puts on the desk, he signs. Just like with Kate Brown in Oregon. Everything that gets put on her desk, liberal desk, she signs. No questions asked. It doesn't matter the outcome or anything like that, or what the people think, because Newsom even did took away the death penalty in California, and the voters said no.
Yeah. No, well, because go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'll say people, Oregon, Newsom, Feinstein, Pelosi, Pan, Walters, the whole list out here in California, Oregon, and several other states. These are bought and paid for Democratic criminals. They're as corrupt as they come, and they're paid by the bad guys to sign this stuff and not care about it, because the bad guys have a plan that we don't even have we can't even conceive what they're going to be doing to us here in the next few years and what they got going on. They're telling now. The vaccine you're talking about, that's the one where adults have to have flu shots, all the children have to be vaccinated, all that stuff. Yeah, we have a big problem with that because you're not giving me a flu shot. I haven't had a flu in 30, 40 years, well, 30 years.
And if everyone has a flu shot, why do I need one? If everyone's vaccinated, why does my kid need to get vaccinated? None of this makes sense other than there's poison in these flu shots. So I just saw something earlier today that somebody got a flu shot and they ended up sick and they're throwing their guts out all day. So, yeah, no flu shots for me, thank you.
Well, and the other point to that, Mark, is the state caused the problem because when they let the illegals cross the border, they didn't properly screen them medically wise, like they did years ago. If somebody was sick, they couldn't come into the United States. They brought them all in, helter skelter, no questions asked, sanctuary state, sanctuary city. You can't remove them in that. Now all of a sudden there's disease running around. I mean, you got the homeless people, you got the drug epidemic, you got the mental illness, and you throw all of these diseases together that the government caused. Now they're telling you you don't have a right to your own body. They're going to tell you what to do.
Well, and then early this year, they passed SB 267, I believe it is, which took the parents' rights away to decide what medical treatment to give your child. Yep. Since when does the government tell you what to do with your kid? Now, we're talking about a bunch of corrupt senators and Congress and whatever that are in California. What the heck do they know about medicine, and what the heck do they know about deciding what your child does and does not get? It's ridiculous. And we know that the bottom line is they are after genocide. They want us all dead and out of here. The scuttlebucket is they sold California to the Chinese, and they want to get rid of us so the Chinese can come over and take over, some crap like that. And I can get into that, but on a different show. But anyway, it was just, it's horrible what they're doing with all these vaccines. We know that in vaccines for children, when they give a vaccine to a male child, they put female hormones in it. And when they give a vaccine to a female child, they put male hormones in it. Basically, gene therapy. We see kids coming out of growing up in elementary school, junior high school, and they're gender confused. Well, it's no wonder their body has been changed because of vaccines. They're putting formaldehyde, I can't say the word.
Yep.
The formaldehyde in these vaccines, along with aluminum, silver, not silver, is it silver? No, aluminum and mercury. Now here's my question. Have any of you ever seen a chemical reaction from silver and mercury? Go to YouTube, look it up. There's several videos. It is scary, and they're putting this in the children's blood. Anyway, we're getting a little bit off track. All the diseases coming in. With the rats out in Southern California, I'm having more trouble with words tonight. Typhoid. I can't.
Typhoid.
Typhoid and whatnot that is spreading down there and everything else. But so back to California destroying the state. So we want to get Newsom out.
Well, here's your other problem that's coming down the track. They passed the law AB 5, the Gig Act. Where the Lyft and Uber drivers, they're trying to take them away as independents and trying to say, all right, now you're going to be company drivers, which is going to give you medical and workers' comp and all this.
Go ahead and continue for a minute. I'll be right back. So go ahead and explain to the folks that I'll be right back.
And this AB 5 bill that they passed and Newsom put it into law, it takes the category of independent. Now, independent covers truckers, carpenters, plumbers, healthcare, nurses. If you're an independent, you have your own business, and you may be leased on to somebody else. AB 5 law is taking that away from you. There's no more entrepreneurship. If you ain't part of a company, you can't do business. I had a owner of a company, a trucking company. He told me this will put him out of business within 6 months after this law goes into effect in January. What will end up happening, or what he said would happen, he said he has 25 trucks, 25 people, mechanics, people like that. He said he could send 25 people out, do the work. If he needed more trucks, he could make phone calls and have 40 other trucks show up on the site. Now, you figure this. The Port of Oakland has 8,000 trucks basically running in and out on an average of a day or so. And I was reading up on this. 8,000 of those trucks are independent drivers. So now, when this law goes into effect, what 9,000 trucks was doing, 8,000 are gone. That leaves only 1,000. All this is a money grab, a tax grab, and to take out the middle class and the middleman. That's the whole point.
And what else is going to happen is these people are going to lose their houses they've been buying. They're going to lose many things. And now we have a land grab. We know that up in Northern California with the fires, big corporations went and bought a bunch of these lands. They canceled the escrows on the houses, so the homeowners were not allowed to rebuild. In a lot of cases, the insurance companies went bankrupt, so these people just completely got screwed. So there's a whole animal here that's all associated with each other. And this is one of the reasons we need to get Newsom out. Once we get him out, and we get actually somebody honest in there, somebody who cares more about the people in our country and our state than they do about money, then we can start working on getting rid of people like Pelosi and Pan and Feinstein and Walters and Adam Schaefer and the rest of them. These are some bad people, folks. So
if you get Newsom out of office, you send a message to the rest of the United States, to the rest of the Union, because you know full well what happens in California doesn't stay in California. It moves east. And that. So if you take Newsom out, you're sending a message to the rest of the socialists out there that it is not going to be stood for. And what they overreach, go ahead.
Let's say more and more people are waking up, and there are more and more people are getting involved and stepping up. Back when I first got involved in this whole arena 5-6 years ago, we maybe had 20, 30 people show up at a particular rally. Now people are showing up by the droves. More people are waking up, and like you said, it'll show the rest of the nation, hey, enough is enough. We're stepping up.
See, the problem, Mark, has been over the years, conservatives have always taken what the liberals have thrown at them, from political correctness right on up through they keep shoving and pushing the limits, and conservatives kept setting back and kept taking it, and now we're at the point. Now we're at a crossroads. You're either going to go full-blown socialist and lose the union, or you're going to stay conservative and fight for the Constitution. And after being in the Army and serving, and I trained soldiers for 20 years, and they trained soldiers after I retired, and now you got the war on terror. And to think that these men and women that fought for this country died just to watch this country turn socialist, I don't think so.
I'm with you 100%. Not going to happen. Look at what happened. We got to go with Venezuela. Bernie Sanders went out there 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, and explained to the whatever government was ever going on back there. And within 3 years, that country's broken. The people are hungry. The military has disarmed them at about the same time, and now they're shooting their own people. It's horrible what's happened in that country and what the government has done to the people. And that's what they think is going to happen here. The government, the Democratic government. Now, the people, on the other hand, thank you, God, that people are waking up and they're catching on to what's going on. Unfortunately, the schools have not been teaching the children. They've been indoctrinating them. The teachers, I'm ashamed of the teachers in our country anymore. There may be one or two that are actually decent teachers trying to do the right thing, but these teachers are horrible. They're bringing kids out of school and protesting Trump out on the streets. I mean, really? These are elementary school kids who should be playing in the playground and learning how to write in cursive, not out there protesting the president of the United States or anything else for that matter, not out there reading and learning about homosexual this, that, or the other. These kids should be playing in the playground, swinging, and again, learning how to write cursive and add 1 + 1. So, bottom line is, people are waking up, and hopefully they will. That trend will keep going.
Well, you go back to the schools, Mark, and I've been preaching this for a while on Twitter, Facebook, whatever. And every time I find young Republicans out there, I try and interact with them. I try and bring them out. ErinCruz has done shows on the ErinCruz show. She had young conservative college kids on there. She had one young woman in there out of high school, young black girl, and phenomenal. They're out there. You just got to find them and talk to them. You got to support them. Those are the ones that are going to make the next generation. That's
Exactly.
our future.
Exactly.
These colleges, why are they tax exempt? Why do they have the protection that like credit card companies do? Now, if they're these student loans and these student debts that they're incurring, and that, why can't the colleges and university now be held to the limit that they were responsible for half of that debt? So if that person defaults on that debt, that college isn't one that, and maybe we'll stop all these bogus classes and everything that they're spending 4 years on. What? Learn how to knit?
These guys kill me when they say they have a college degree, and I say these guys, I mean liberals and Democrats. And the first thing I say is what? You have a degree in liberal arts? Well, what's wrong with that? Anyway, and they're paying tens of thousands of dollars for it. Now, the reason that the colleges are getting away with this is because they paid off the Democrats to allow it to happen, and the Democrats said yes, but you have to teach the kids what we want you to teach, what we want them to be taught. So the kids are pretty much screwed. Colleges are a joke anymore. A place like Stanford, Purdue, Notre Dame, whatever, the Ivy League, they're a joke. They are not teaching these kids. Actually, they should be learning this stuff in high school. But the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, what it means to be American, what's happened in the wars, why did we have in 1776 the war with the Brits? And these guys don't know anything about that stuff. You go to a Democrat, liberal, civilian today, and you ask them what they're something simple. What is your Fourth Amendment right? How do you spell that? That type of thing.
Oh, they go on the hinge and everything on it. But these colleges got to be held responsible. But who's to blame? Us, the people.
Yes.
We let them get away with it.
Yes, for decades we did.
Yes, and now we're paying the price because, like you said, there are indoctrination centers right down to the grade school, even pre-K now. They've even passed some of those insane laws, about the sexual relations clear down to PK.
It's crazy.
It is. But, go ahead.
No, so we can go on this forever and ever because there's a lot of good stuff here to talk about, and we should actually get together and do a live about this stuff. But back on the Newsom recall. Now, you guys did some numbers yesterday. You had to turn in the petitions. You have to do this once a month. Do you have an idea of any of the numbers that you turned in that we got signatures on?
No, excuse me, but no, we haven't got any hard numbers back yet. everything that people are saying out there is speculation, hard guessing. But that's all I can say at this point. You know, it's just speculation and hard guessing. We haven't got no hard numbers back. Erin put out a new website tonight, which shows interactive of what places are being set up for spot petition signings, coordinators, drop-off points, and everything like that. That's an interactive map. It'll show your location or what you're looking for. You just tap it. It'll show you how to get there. And that, so that's been put on Facebook tonight. You put it out, Mark.
Oh yeah,
You dropped
dropped it all over the place. I bet you I posted it close to 100 times. Well, you know, we got to get the word out. So basically, this interactive that he's talking about, you go in there, you type in the information, and whatever county you're in, so it will show you where and when there will be signing booths or tables, where the petitions have to get dropped off, and so forth. So it's a very good setup, and of course it's going to have bugs, but give it a few days, they'll figure that out, and it'll get going so that everyone is on the same page. And Erin has been doing a phenomenal job getting this whole thing together in such a short time too. It's only, how long has she been working on this? Just over a year, I believe.
Yeah, she's been working on it now about 18 months.
Year
And
and a
like
half.
I said, yep, like I said, and all this has been on her own time, scheduling, talking, going all over the state, meeting, coordinating, the whole 9 yards. And she's a little 5'2" dynamo.
Yes, she is. That's one thing I've always admired about her. Her and I butted heads, but it was business. It wasn't personal, and I've always admired that about her. She is a little firecracker, and you don't want to. She's one of the few people that I'd be afraid to have angry at me.
Don't get her angry.
Nah, I'll pass. So now, what are any future plans? Any future ideas? What is it you need the people in California to do?
We need volunteers. We need more volunteers. We need more pop-up signing stations. If you need petitions, you can contact RANAF.org, and you can request petitions. She will send you petitions if you can't get out. We need people to talk on Facebook. We have 54 counties that Orange set up on there, and each county, go in, type in your county name, and you'll see 2 million Californians recall Newsom. And it'll come up, go to your county, you can check for the events there. You can go to the site that Erin has now on RANAF, go down the main menu, hit Recall Gavin Newsom, check out all the areas on that menu there for Recall Gavin Newsom. And I'm telling you, we have some phenomenal people out there. Molly Ann working continuously. We had Ben Bergwald out there videoing, talking to people. Great people like that. And this is what we need. We need more Californians out there, and we need more participation. You're doing good. Let's make it go great.
Sweet. And yeah, so and there's been a lot when the folks are out there doing their tables and the petition signing, and I got to give them a lot of credit, first of all, for even getting out there and doing that. That takes a lot. But they're posting the pictures and they're keeping us updated on the numbers they're getting in a particular county, which is wonderful. And we see some, I mean, I've seen numbers come up at 1,000 names in a day and things of this nature. So this is moving forward quite well, and people are, like you said, phenomenal. There's an amazing group involved in doing this so far. You want to be part of making history? Very simple. You go to the recall page, take some time out on a Saturday or Sunday or whatever day you have off, because there's always people in the streets. There's always someone in the Walmart parking lot or the local mall. Sit out there for an hour, 2 hours, 10 minutes, I don't know, whatever your time allows you. And if you get 5 signatures, you're 5 signatures ahead of the game. So every little bit helps. It doesn't take much to take a table out there and to walk or drive or whatever within a few minutes on your day off for half a day, because this is about not only California, as important as that is, this is about your children and your grandchildren's future. Folks, the only way this happens is if everybody we can get in, if we can get everybody, or everybody we can get involved to do just a small part. You know, like they say, if you have 100 pennies, you got $1. You got 100 people, we can have thousands of petition signs. So everyone's got to do their part. So the next step, Robin, what's the next step going on?
Well, right now it's to continue the petition drive. Erin's still going out talking. She's coming around to signing areas. She's visiting. She's talking to people. And again, she's still coordinating. She's coordinating other things outside the box too. So we're in good shape.
Nice.
And just keep working and driving on.
Amen
We'll
to
make
that.
this happen.
So the next step is for you to get Erin to come on the live here when she's got time. I know she's busy, but we can schedule it around her schedule and get her on here and help share the word as well. Is there any last words you have, Robin?
I'm just, right now, I'm at the point that I feel good about California. The same with Oregon. You're sending a message. Just keep it going. Keep driving on. We'll make this happen.
Amen to that.
People like you, Mark, keeping up the good word, keep talking about it, and we'll get the information out.
And that's the plan here. So what we're going to do, Robin, is we'll bring you back in a couple of weeks if you're up for it and do an update. I'd like to get, again, Erin on here as soon as we can. I'm taking off down to Arizona. We'll talk about that in a minute. Robin, thank you for taking the time to join us and to share some of the information. And one more small favor.
I got to show you one thing. That's my running buddy right there.
Oh, yeah, I saw a picture of him earlier. What's up, Cat?
That's Simon the cat.
Now, is he one of those cats? Is he one of those cats that says, Simon says, bring me food?
Yes. That's the running joke. He has his own Twitter page, too.
You know what? I don't doubt it. All right, my friend. So we'll bring you back in a couple of weeks for an update. Again, thank you for taking the time to join us, and have a blessed evening.
All right, and thank you. God bless you. God bless California, and God bless America.
Amen, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you. Bye.
All right, folks. So there you have it from Robin. He's one of the big wheels involved. He's been with Erin for several years that I know of, with all of her political arena and so forth. And amazing recall. Let me go back and read some of these comments, and then we'll go from there. Dana, hello, welcome. Glad you could make it. Chris, how's everything up there in Canada? Glad you could make it. Diane Henderson, always a pleasure. Mark Pack, what's up out there in Tennessee, my friend? Mark Pack's one of the lucky ones. He got the heck out of here. Stole a huge amount of acreage out in Tennessee, and is just living the life. So I got to give him a lot of credit. He's one of the people that if you want to know how to do prepping, you go to Mark Pack's prepper page, and he will. Oh, the information is phenomenal. This is great. Glad you like it, Shiraz. Yeah, I know you're from Riverside, but to me you're from Placerville, because that's where I met you almost 15 years ago. All the electeds are, yes, they are puppets. I agree. All the government is controlled by big money. They're controlled by, they're bought and paid for by the Illuminati, New World Order, globalist, whatever you want to call them. But they have bought and paid for the Democrats to destroy America. They want population control. They want less than 100 million people alive in America. And they want all those people government dependent, which means the government will tell you how much food you can eat in a day, what you're allowed to think, what you can wear,
where you can work, when you can talk. Forget about freedom. That's gone. If these people have their way, they want 100% population control, and the elitist, the rich people, will be the ones that are controlling the rest of us. And slavery will be a common word if we ever let a Democrat get back in the White House. We're done. So I've never had a flu shot. That's good, Shiraz. And apparently they think they're going to force us to take flu shots. That'll be very interesting. Lori, hey, welcome, Lori. Now, Lori's the one that's running, is the founder for Trump Stock. Everyone knows that that's happening this weekend. We want to try to get as many people out there as possible. If you're in the Kingman, Arizona area, if you're not, start driving on Thursday like I am, so you can be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Stay the night. Get your tickets there or get them online at trumpstock.net and come out and join us. Have some fun. Think of a lot of you folks are too young to remember or to know about Woodstock, but do a YouTube search for Woodstock videos and check out the atmosphere and the kind of people and what was going on. It's kind of along those realms is the plan, with lots of people, lots of good people, a lot of wonderful speakers out there. So check it out. It'll be this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday coming. Marco Gutierrez and I will be leaving early Saturday morning. Excuse me, Saturday morning. I bet you Lori just turned 5 shades of white. We'll be leaving early Thursday morning to be down there by Friday. Anyway, so check it out. Lindsey Graham, hey there. And Lindsey's got a heck of an event coming up November 2nd, I believe it is. We're going to get with her on the details of that and hopefully bring her on here on a live when I get back next week. And she's doing a Gavin, two things. First of all, October 5th. I'll be in Arizona. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it. For those of you that cannot make it to Arizona, come down to the state capitol. They're having a big Newsom recall that Orland's putting on, and ErinCruz's group is putting on. I don't know if she's going to be there. I would imagine so. But show up at that at state capitol, Sacramento. Everyone knows where that is on October 5th. And then I believe November 2nd, I believe it is, Lindsay's going to be putting on the same kind of event. As far as I'm concerned, they should do this every month until February. And can't hurt. Maybe you get 10 extra signatures. Maybe you get 1,000 extra signatures. Seems like it would be worth the effort. So Lindsay will keep us all apprised on that as it progresses. See, that's why I homeschool my son. And Lindsay, I homeschooled both of my kids. Now, they were born in the 90s. They're both in their 20s now. But I homeschooled them when they hit elementary and high school. And because there's just no way. I started recognizing, back in my day in the 60s, when I was in high school, 70s, girls wore miniskirts and halter tops. All right. But girls back then were not as developed as they are today. So when I would bring my kids to school and pick them up and whatnot, I'm looking at these girls and going, what the heck? And it's all the hormones and that they have in the food and whatnot. But these girls are 16 years old and looking like they're 25 is the development. And then they were wearing this short little cut-off jeans where their cheeks are hanging out and the tops with the... Anyway, you guys got the point. Well, I started recognizing what was going on, and I yanked my kids out of school, and I started doing homeschooling, and I think that they were better for it. Nothing beats it. Homeschooling is very easy to do. You get the curriculum. I'm having more troubles with words tonight. From the homeschooling company you go with. You do it once a week. You turn it in. The kid does most of the work. You might spend a half an hour, 20 minutes, whatever, verifying and checking the work, or maybe answering a question and working with the child if needed be. But it's very easy to do, and it teaches the child also independence. It teaches them responsibility. So homeschooling, you can't go wrong. So I'm with you 100% on that, Lindsay, especially with how screwed up the schools are today, with how bad the teachers are in general. Today, it's horrible. Mary Kelly, hello, welcome. Oh, Mary, you're never too late. Better late than never, right? Just don't call you late for dinner. Jerry Jackson, hey, what's up, brother? Underwater basket weaving. What is that, an Ivy League class? underwater basket. Me being a scuba diver, I can appreciate that. My dad used that same thing. Okay, so Mike, hello there. This is a great subject I've never seen used, guys. I have to roll, but I'll tune in later. Well, okay, Mike. If you're gone, welcome and goodbye, and I hope you enjoy the show and you see you later. ErinCruz is a rock star. Amen to that, Lindsay. I got to tell you. Again, I've watched her grow. I don't know if that's the right word I want, but it just really I've watched her coming into her own, and she's going to be, she's going to do some things, I believe, and she's going to make a very dynamic impact if things keep going the way it's going for her. Keep her nose clean, stay on the up and up, stay away from the briberies. I'm not even implying that that's what she's done. Not at all. I'm just saying, the political world can be. But she can. I can see her possibly doing some wonderful, wonderful things for the people. We are going to recall Newsom. Amen to that. Yes, we are. I don't think there's much doubt of that in the grand scheme. Wyoming prayers for California. Thank you, Jerry. As I said before, we need it out here so bad. United, we will do this. Yes, we will, Lindsay. And the only way we're going to do this is if we're all united. If everyone puts their emotions aside, puts their little petty differences and idiosyncrasies aside, stop talking smack about each other, get on the same page, focus for the same thing, focus for the same reason, and get her. What is it that the comedian says? Let's get her done. Mary Kelly, who gets the petitions? I wish I could help, but I will pray for the recall. They turned the petition into the registry's office. Now, my attitude about this, people say, well, mail them in. I disagree with mailing them in. You don't know that they actually made it to the registry's office, and the registry people that work there could be more bad guys who see what it is and toss it in the garbage can. My attitude is you should bring it in, drop it off, even get a receipt if you can, but this way they're hand delivered and they received them. In California, there's way too much corruption. We've seen the registry's office in Sacramento. That's a corrupt, the lady there that ran the place, I don't remember her name right now, very corrupt people. These are dishonest, corrupt Democratic criminals, and they will cheat you at a moment's notice. So rather than give them any line to do it with, I suggest hand these papers in. Don't mail them in. Just my attitude. Karen Walsh, hello there, welcome. I'm going to try to make it to Trump stock on Saturday. Oh, Dana. Messenger me. Messenger me unless you already have it. I'll give you my phone number, and as you get down there, whatnot, let me know, and we'll make arrangements to meet up. November 2nd. Okay, I did have that right. And Lindsay, we need to get you on here when I get back right away, so we can start promoting that as well, because the October 5th will have been over with, and we'll get an update on that as well. I agree. We do need to do this every month. Yeah, man. Yes. It can't hurt. Okay, so it'll be November 2nd, 1 to 4:30. All right. Sean Davis, hello, welcome. I'm in Southern Cal. I can try to make it. Well, if you're already in Southern Cal, my understanding is that Kingsman is only an hour south of Vegas. So I don't know where you are in court in retrospect to that. So anyway. Hell, if I wasn't going down 40, we'd swing by and pick you up, Marco and I. Hey, Riggs, always a pleasure. Welcome. And let's see here. I hope you can make it. I definitely will be. I should be at the November 2nd one. And after I get back from Arizona, I'm going to obviously need to rest for a few days. A lot of you know I just got back from Colorado. And this is Tuesday, and I'm still tired from the trip. I'm hoping I'm feeling better tomorrow. These trips beat me up so bad. Robin just posted the link up there. It's ranaf.org, and that's where you'll find all the real Gavin Newsom recall information. There are drop-off locations on the Facebook. Okay, terrific. Let's see here. Okay, we'll message you. That's fine. I would say I'd message you, but by the time I get off of here, I got 15 things going on, and I'll forget. But if I see a message, then I'll be able to handle it. So yeah, that'll be fine. Let's see how else. It's 5 hours from me and stuff. Oh, well, that's not bad. It's 12 hours for me. So I'm envious of you. 5 hours. That's nothing. You can stop off and have a quick lunch. Look at it as a half a work day. Anyway, folks, so I think that's about it for tonight. I think that there was something else, but like I said, I'm still tired, like I said. So I'll let you all go. Let's pray real quick. Lord, we need your help with this Gavin Newsom thing, Lord. Please give us the strength to help take this evil out of our state. It's not just Newsom. It's all of these very, very bad satanic people. Everyone from Feinstein to Walters to Pelosi, Brown, Newsom. Lord, you know what's going on with these people, and you know we are fighting Satan on this. We know the enemy's running amok in our state. I ask you, Lord, to please give us the strength to endure what's coming, because we know it's coming. Lord, I ask you to give us the wisdom to make the right choice and to stay in your word and to follow what you want us to do. And give us, Lord, the discernment to see the truth for what it is and to be able to understand and cope with it. We love you, Lord, and we just want to stay in your good graces. Thank you for everything you do for us, with us, and about us. In Jesus' name, amen. So, I will be back maybe on Thursday. We'll see what happens. I'm going to pick up Marco Thursday morning, and we may do a live while we're driving down there and have a little bit of fun. So be on the lookout for that. Late morning, early afternoon, I don't know. We may not even do it. But if you haven't yet, turn on your notifications on my main page. Facebook has been turning those off. You know how they are. They don't like us communicating. So verify that the notifications are turned on. That way, when I do a live view, people are aware about it. So I'm out of here, folks. Oh, you used to live in Grass Valley, so you used to live over there by Auburn. I used to work in Auburn when I was a working man. I worked for the Head Start program. I was their computer engineer for 21 sites. Anyway, different subject. So I'm out of here, guys. God bless, and we will see you, if not Thursday. I will probably be trying to do a live from Trump stock. It depends on the equipment. I'm going to bring my equipment with me, but what depends on signals, and I don't have a clue of the atmosphere I'm walking into or anything else. So I'm sure someone will be doing a live, but I don't know that it'll be me. I'm going to try. If not, I will be doing a live Sunday night. Oh, actually, I may not, because I'll be driving back Sunday. It'll be Monday or Tuesday then. Or you know what? Turn the notifications on. Stop bothering me about that. Jeez, you guys are like a pain in the... I'm out of here, guys. Have a good evening. We'll see you next time.